Okay, so let's get right into it. Have you ever had that feeling like there's just something different about you? Almost like you're operating on a slightly different frequency from everyone else? It's actually a super common feeling, and a lot of people grow up thinking something must be wrong with them, even when, as we're about to see, nothing is.
Yeah, it's that subtle sense of just being out of sync. You know, you're in a conversation, you're at a party, maybe you're even just with your family, and you just feel kind of out of place. And you can't even put your finger on why. While everyone else seems to fit in so easily, you might feel like you're missing a key piece of the puzzle. And look, this is the most important thing to get right from the very beginning. This isn't about being broken or weird. There are real, tangible psychological reasons behind that feeling, and none of them mean you're failing at being human. It simply means your mind works in its own unique way. So, where does this all start? Well, for a lot of people, it begins with becoming self-aware way earlier than most of your peers. While other kids were just kind of living in the moment, you were already starting to pay really close attention to the world around you, and in a much deeper way. You didn't just see what was happening on the surface, you saw why it was happening. You started noticing the kinds of things you see right here, like patterns in how people act, or how their personalities would shift depending on who was around. You picked up on the unspoken rules of the playground, the subtle social hierarchies, and you could practically feel the hidden tension at a family dinner, even when everyone was smiling. And this, right here, illustrates the core difference perfectly. See, most people are just participating. They're going with the flow. But if you're wired to be an observer, you're constantly trying to understand how it all works. And that awareness, well, it makes you emotionally mature, for sure, but it also creates this feeling of separation. You're not just in the experience, you're also watching it all unfold from a slight distance. All that observation leads to some serious independent thinking. You don't just automatically agree with things because they're popular. When a joke doesn't land right with you or a group opinion feels off, something inside you just hits pause. You might stay quiet, but it's not because you have nothing to say. It's because faking a reaction feels completely inauthentic.
All right, let's move on to the next layer of this, because it really starts to build. It's not just about observing the outside world. It's also about how you process your own experiences and emotions. And often, you do it much more deeply than the people around you. Now, what's so interesting about this is how it breaks down what psychologists call deep processing. For you, a conversation doesn't just end when you walk away. Nope. First, there's the event itself. Then comes the replay, where you go over it again in your mind. And finally, there's the analysis, where you dissect every tiny detail, the tone of voice, the facial expressions, the little pauses, the shifts in energy. So here's the bottom line. Your brain is taking in way more information and working so much harder in every single interaction. It's not that you're weak or antisocial. It's that while other people's minds are just skimming the surface of life, yours is doing a full-on deep dive. And honestly, that can be incredibly draining. This brings us right to emotional sensitivity. And let's be super clear here. This has nothing to do with being dramatic or fragile. It's a physiological reality. It literally means your nervous system is wired to respond more intensely to emotional input, both the good stuff and the bad. And this comparison really highlights the strange emotional contrast that can make you feel so out of place. You might be deeply hurt by a small, offhand comment that someone else would just brush off without a second thought, but paradoxically, you might also be the one who stays totally calm and clear-headed in a major crisis while everyone else is panicking. You just feel things differently, and yeah, that can be pretty isolating. So when you put it all together, the observing mind, the deep processing, the emotional sensitivity, it can all lead to one of the most painful human experiences there is, the feeling of just not being truly understood by other people. Wow, this quote just cuts right to the heart of it, doesn't it? We all have this deep-seated need to be seen and understood for who we really are. And when that need isn't met, that feeling of disconnect can hurt way more than just being by yourself. And over time, you learn from experiences just like these. You try to open up, you try to share the depth of what you're thinking or feeling, only to get shut down. You're told you're overthinking it or being too sensitive. People hear your words, but they totally miss the meaning behind them. And so, as a form of self-protection, you learn to withdraw. You keep it all to yourself. This is such an important reframe. Your withdrawal isn't a rejection of other people. It's a rejection of shallow connection. You pull back because you're searching for something more real, that genuine understanding that a quick, it'll be okay, just can't provide. And that need you have,
It is completely valid. So, if this is resonating with you, what's the path forward? We've established that feeling different doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It just means your mind works differently. Now let's talk about how that difference, instead of being a burden, can actually become your greatest asset. Context is everything. In the wrong environment, with people who don't get it, these traits feel like a heavy weight. You feel like you have to shrink yourself down or pretend to be someone you're not. But in the right environment, with the right people who appreciate your way of being, that very same difference becomes your superpower. It becomes a source of incredible insight, empathy, and depth. And that leaves us with this final, really powerful question. The goal isn't to sand down your edges to fit into spaces that were never built for you in the first place. The goal is to find the people and the places where you don't have to shrink or explain yourself or pretend. The real question isn't, how can I change who I am? It's, where do I truly belong?